say a splendid good Friday morning to one and all. Welcome to the point. To this Friday, the 9th day of August. Yeah. We call it because of the season that we're into right now. We say it's a fantastic Friday. Certainly going to be a fantastic Friday. We have two, of course, events on this evening. It's one major on the night, but it's like two events in one. We have the Groovy and Soca Monarch competitions. They're on tonight. And before I move on, let me take time to congratulate, of course, Carriacou and Petit Martinique, and the winner of the, Queen Show last night. The Queens, of course, the National Carnival Queens pageant. And congratulations to, of course, is it Shahili Elvis? I hope I'm getting your name right. Congratulations, representing the Sister Isles of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Congratulations to you, lady. And certainly hope you have a wonderful reign. All right. So, hey folks, it's Friday and it's going to be an open line edition up to the point today. I'm your host GT. I'll be with you until it's 10 a.m. this morning. Feel free to give me a call, 435-2041. Those of you via social media platforms. Also, feel free to make your comments via the comment section. Those of you who want to do it also via the WhatsApp, you can send a message via the WhatsApp. Feel free to do so also, and I will certainly throw it out on air for you. 435-2041. It's an open line this morning. Let's hear from you. Let's hear what you want to contribute this morning to today's program. Beg of you to keep your contributions, of course, short, if it's possible. And also, make sure your devices in the background are turned off. You will hear me nice and clear via the telephone. When you conclude your contribution, you can always turn the radio or television back up. 435-2041. That's the number. Let's get to the phone line and entertain our first caller. Caller, good morning, and you're live. Good morning to you. Seem to have lost that caller there. Maybe I was a little bit too quick on the draw there, but let's, of course, say once again, good morning. Good morning to all the drivers on the nation's roads also. And those of you probably moving to the outer parishes, I beg of you to always drive with that due care and attention. Those of you who are moving around the various towns, of course, looking for the pedestrians who are walking around also as you drive along. 435-2041, that's the number. You also could give it a call via WhatsApp. Whatever your contribution may be this morning, we certainly will give you a listening ear. 435-2041. Good morning also to all of the visitors to the island. There's been lots of folks visiting the island thus far. And certainly you are happy to be back. If it's, you may not be Grenadian, but yes, certainly you do feel that way being here. Of course, we certainly are that friendly people we are. And certainly you feel at home, away from home. Grenadians returning, I guess you're happy to see friends and family also. And of course, just getting yourself fully reacquainted. If you probably haven't been back in a wee bit, maybe a couple of years, you haven't been back. Those of you have been doing it on a regular. It's probably your third visit to the island for the year so far. So it's a norm for you. Certainly welcome back to you also. So once again, the telephone lines are open. 435-2041, 435-2041. Let's go to the telephone line and entertain our first caller. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning, you're live.
Yes, good morning to you, GG. How are you today?
I'm doing great, sir. What about you?
Oh, just quiet,
All right.
And have a good day and a good weekend.
I certainly will try to.
Thank you. No, there's something that is really bothering me very seriously. It relates to commerce. And I listened to a clipping by the Prime Minister some weeks ago. And in that clipping, he indicated the government interests of zoning lands, especially St. David's he named, for the purpose of holding down, capping the price of land, for the purpose of allowing young people the opportunity to purchase property. And I want to caution the Prime Minister, because you see, land relates to commerce. And land is the most secured part of commerce. And if you interfere with the price of land, you interfere with commerce in a serious way, because that's the only thing a person could take to go to the bank to get a reasonable loan. And if you interfere with that, you're going to be hitting commerce very hard.
But caller, are you preempting the Prime Minister's the manner in which they'll be doing it for now? I mean, I understand what you're saying, but if he actually haven't made the actual pronouncement of what he's going to do, I mean, I don't think it's right to preempt.
I think I have, because see, I'm a Grenadian who lives here all my life. I have no travel, and I observe the behavior of all politicians, the way they behave in government. No, you may observe that when they go to Parliament, you suspend the standing order to allow bills to pass into law within a minute, and that's the way they operate. So we doesn't have any chance, you know. They indicate something in the grapevine, by the way, and when you know it, it's become a law, because we cannot stop them from passing the law. And that is dangerous. I am saying I understand what the Prime Minister is trying to do very, very well, yeah? And I am sending a caution, because it is one of the worst things to do. Not only it will interfere with people's livelihood, but there is a more dangerous aspect in this, yeah? And I'm just saying a caution that it is not the right thing to do. It should never be done, yeah? And if you want to target a particular parish that we're trying to get developed, and that could interfere with the effort, I am saying this is not the way to go, and it will create problem. I would like to know the specific of the Prime Minister and his government, specific, how exactly they decide to roll it out. Because anytime we're talking about capping, regulating, yeah, the price of land, in this time, dangerous. I want to leave it there because I don't want to take too much time. So have a great day.
Same to you, sir. Have a good one yourself. And best wishes goes out to you. 435-2041. 435. And you know, in the next couple of days, we're going to be, of course, our carnival activities will be taking place. Juve on Monday coming. Carnival Tuesday, if you want to call in also. And of course, offer some advice to folks who will be going out, the revelers, advice to parents. You also feel free to do that in the segment coming. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, welcome. Good morning, and you're live.
Hi, good morning to you, GT. And first, let me congratulate all our Grenadian athletes on their efforts on behalf of our country during the Olympics. I think we did very well for a small country. We are punching way above our weight. And when you look at the efforts of people like Kirani, you know, after so many attempts, after so many challenges in his life, he still continues, and he's really a statesman and an ambassador. I'm very proud of him and all the others. We shouldn't take it lightly, the efforts and the discipline these guys have gone through. So when you look at them perform and you know what it takes to get there, the discipline, it's amazing. It's amazing. I hope it will be a lesson for some of our younger men especially, who seem to be so ill-disciplined, and anything happens and people fall, people die, everything. You know, it's just so crazy at this point in time. I like to commend them. And I like to also offer a word of caution for those who are preparing for the next few days of madness, as they call it, Merry Madness or whatever it's called. Please be careful, exercise caution. We, as one Calypsonian said many years ago, when the carnival over, we still have to live. And we want to be able to have a bright day. And we just want folks to bear that in mind. You can go out there in gay abandon. There is life after carnival. And we just want to pray that people are careful. They don't use excessive alcohol. They don't take undue risks. And especially those who have violent thoughts, stay home and play with your toys. Don't go out on the streets to maim and hurt others. Quickly, the matter this gentleman just raised, is he suggesting that the Prime Minister should not get involved? I didn't hear what he heard, and I don't know the details either, but is he suggesting that it's a bad thing to try to cap the price of land? I think this is very necessary for the same reason that he's giving. For instance, we have a Citizen by Investment program. I think it's called by a different name now. And I'm very concerned personally that if we continue giving citizenship and allowing people to invest in land in our country willy-nilly, very soon our young people, professionals, folks returning from overseas, won't be able to afford land. He doesn't see this as a problem. To me, this is a very serious problem. We'll become second-class citizens. We can't buy land. And I hope that those of us who have property, that we would resist the temptation of trying to make too much of it and try to ensure as much as possible to sell it to locals and not sell it to foreigners. I mean, a nephew of mine was inquiring about property in Grenada, and I called a number where there was advertising. I don't want to describe the property, what it looks like. And the foreigner said he was looking for $2 million US. Ridiculous. If you see the place, the location, and the condition of the property, no Grenadian could ever buy that. So we have to be very, very careful that whatever we do, we have some vision, and we look forward to how this can impact the ability of our people now and our children and grandchildren to own a piece of this rock. So while I don't have the facts, I think it is visionary, and I've been scared about it for a while, and I've been talking about it in certain circles. I think it is time, and the Prime Minister is right if that's what he said. We have to look at capping the price of land. Also, we have to look at the relationship between the price and taxation. Are people paying these taxes based on the prices they're expecting? You want to have $1 million property, but you want to pay tax on $20,000. So if people want to hike prices, then the government has a right also to evaluate them based on what they think the market price it would be. And nobody would like to pay this kind of taxes. So land, he quite rightly said, it's a very important commodity. It's a very important asset.
All right.
We have to control it.
Thank you.
We have to control it. Sure.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. You're welcome. Let's hear from you. You're live.
Yeah, morning, GT. I must confess that I joined the program when you went into the opinions who made callers' contribution. And first of all, I want to congratulate all our athletes and all the people who supported them in helping them to reach where they are. I don't like to join with those who hypocritically, who wouldn't do anything. And I'm sure those who criticize me now. But, when our people do things, we get excited about it. But I think suggestions that have been coming forth lately should be considered. Like, for instance, just like the cultural artists and the cultural artists and physical athletes, we should find a way to ensure that these people are assisted so that they could help to promote and keep our country, our nation, and the high-flying trail. My contribution, I'll dovetail it to the penultimate caller. But the last two callers. First of all, he said something which is not quite true. He said that you can't stop government. You could. Look what happened in Kenya. I'm not saying that we go and stop government, but I think, look, the finance bill, the people of Kenya, led by young people, said no to hell. I mean, even though the IMF and others World Bank was behind it, the government of Kenya had to step back, had to withdraw it. So people could do things if they want to, but the fact is that land is the basis of independence, as Malcolm X says, the great Malcolm X. And we should never land should never be at the behest of capital. In fact, land should be socialized. And I'm not saying nationalized land, but land should be socialized. The ownership of land should be socialized, and that could be a big conversation going forward. About 2 years or more ago, the former Senator Rolanda McQueen said that she was very concerned in a webinar I organized because she noticed that people were buying lands, and then some of the social opportunities that people had in the past, whereas even though people own land, if you pass in nearby and there's mangoes in it nearby and so on in the road, you could have eat and get the mangoes. without any friction and so on. But no, all these people want to buy the land, they're gating it up. We are living in more and more gated situation in Grenada. So it is true, as Mr. Bernard said, that the land, people abroad, I mean, I have people who have contacted me, they having problem with getting piece of land. People who have go and work, I mean, they sold case out to make a living and help out their people here, are now having difficulty in buying, again, a piece of land to put a little house. So, because don't forget, money reigns supreme. Capital is the one that deciding whether you have wars, whether you have people live and die. And we've seen it in Grenada. If you have money, you can get almost anything. And we have to not pretend. In fact, even the Bible said, do not sell your land to foreigners. Do not sell your land because you do not own it. So that way we should keep land social, the ownership of land social. I'm not saying that take everybody land, but it should not be a thing that people could sell and buy as they want. It must be something highly regulated. Otherwise, as in other countries like in Fiji and other places, you would have people who, the indigenous people who are marginalized, they don't own power, they don't own land, they don't own things, they're slaves. We don't look fine to the future. We're only looking at our needs to eat our food now. So I think we need to be mindful of that. And finally, I know, and I don't want to judge your patient, JT, because I really admire how you run your program. In terms of the CARICOM summit we had here, it's interesting that no mention was made as to the relationship with the Caribbean.
Seem we may have lost the caller there just a wee bit. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, good morning. You're welcome. You're live.
Yes, good morning, GT. I'm just calling really your first caller. I didn't hear what the Prime Minister said, but I'm trying to figure out why is he advising against capping the price of land. I mean, stop needs to be put to the exorbitant prices. And if young people are to own anything in this country, the high prices of land is a deterrent. So capping it is an excellent move, and I support it 100%. And your last caller, please, let us stick to Grenada and stop the references to all these African countries and so on. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you for your contribution. Also, 435-2041. We'll be right back with more of your calls right after the break. Stay with us. It's To The Point, the open line edition for today, Friday. We'll be right back.
As Spice Mass is back in full swing.
Spice Mass Corporation, in collaboration with the Grenada Steel Band Association, invites all to Panorama 2024. Come out to the Karani James Athletic Stadium on August the 10th to experience our journey. A brief look at the evolution of Pan in Grenada. 8 of Grenada's biggest steel bands would be vying to be Panorama Champions 2024. Bring your entire posse and represent your band. Lots of giveaways for paying patrons in the audience. Experience the magic of sweet steel band music for only $50. It's Pan, Sweet Pan, August 10th. Our journey, a story to share.
For Spice Mass 2024. Play Monday Night Mass with Waggity and Mega Force Promotions. This year we're playing Is Our Vibes. Packages include fluorescent pink t-shirts and tank tops, LED diamond wand, lighted bottles, lighted bracelets, LED glow hats, plus free drinks for only $130. $130 easy. Whoa, that's a deal. Powered by Waggity Rentals, Mega Sound System. Get your packages now because in 2024 is our vibes.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. It's Friday, the 9th of August. It's an open line edition here on To The Point this morning, and we're taking your calls. Don't forget, I beg of you to keep your contribution as short as possible. Just get to the point with it so we can accommodate as much callers as possible. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning, sir, and to your listeners and viewers. GT, I am perplexed with the comments of your first caller. So, gentlemen, that have always made, in my view, sometimes valuable contribution to all of the programs that I listen on. But this one, I mean, and I've had the occasion in the past to deal with certain things that he said. I am trying to untwine my mind around the reasoning behind his suggestion. GT, this is a valuable initiative that the Prime Minister is about to take. And I'll tell you why. I've been trying to get a portion of land for a relative of mine, close relative. And only recently, apart from my experience, only recently there was a gentleman who came to me and giving me the experience that he have had with a bank. Somebody was trying to sell a piece of land for a particular amount of money. And he went to the bank to seek the funding to get the land. And after the bank ordered an evaluation of the land, it was revealed that the amount of money that the person was asking for was way too much for the actual value of the land. I mean, I know we are in a capitalist system and we cannot dictate to people how much they sell the land for. It's how much the buyer is willing to pay for it. But in the interest of young people, and I think that is what is important in the statement that the gentleman made in relation to the Prime Minister, young people have to be given an opportunity first to get a piece of land. A number of them have been going into vehicles, but that does not give them the guaranteed security that they need. A piece of land is the first thing and is the most secure thing any young person can attempt in Grenada. And any move to cap land, Mr. GT, in not just St. David, and that is my disappointment with the statement. I don't know if it's a pilot all over Grenada. I live in St. Patrick, and this thing is needed here because there are a lot of young people all over Grenada who is looking for land, but is out of their reach. So the government has to take a deliberate decision. We have limited amount of lands in Grenada. The government should take a deliberate decision, and they should put a cap and make it affordable, reachable for young people and some of the people who have even traveled and they walk over there and want to purchase a piece of land in Grenada, because it will make it totally difficult for any young person who is growing up now to attain a piece of land unless it is inherited by the parents or some other friends or whatever. So it's to me that proposal is it is so enriching, so enlightening for me. I don't understand the comments of that young man. And I hope it could happen tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Point taken, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution. Let's go to the WhatsApp caller. Good morning. You're live. Let's hear your contribution, please.
Yeah, hello. Good morning, Mr. GT. Thanks for having me, and apologize for joining late. This is a serious issue, and I think it needed a nationwide discussion. And if you could just bear with me, let me explain something. I grew up in Grenada, and I remember while going to school in Grenada, looking at newspaper, and land is like all 75 cents. That's easy, a square foot. You know, eventually progressed in life and worked and so on. I personally was looking for land a couple of years ago in Grenada, and I was shocked at the price of the land. I see sometimes one place is like 8, 9 EC dollars a square foot. By the time you try to figure out how you're going to get your funds to buy that, the land went to $11, $12 a square foot. Next thing they went to US dollars. So when you do the conversion, $1 US is 2.6882 EC. You're talking about mucho dinero. And I don't know how we're going to solve that problem, because in a economic system under which we operate, people, it's like operate under I win, you lose. You win, I lose system. We have a system where it's an incentive for people to jack up the price of the land, because not only does the seller makes more money, but the real estate people, the people who are working with showing you the land, etc., they get a certain percentage, and when you get a percentage over of a larger number, you actually make more money.
Caller, are you with me? I think we may have lost the caller there for some reason or the other. Let's go back to the next line. The caller, you're live. Good morning.
Yes, GT. Very, very briefly.
I beg of you to be, please.
Yes, very, very interesting. Very interesting. And I would like to, this is a conversation we must have. We can't have it on the radio because these people are not seeing the consequences down the road and why they're not understanding where I'm coming from. So I would like to personally engage this. I can't give my telephone number there. They'll have to seek me out to discuss these things on a wider level so that they will better appraise of exactly the problem that I'm seeing that is there. They can't see it because they're not seeing the commerce. They're not seeing other things. They're just in the personal thing, and you cannot see it on a personal level. So I would like to engage as much as possible on a one-on-one so we can chat and explore. Let me show them exactly where I'm coming from because it's not personal. You have to put your mind down the road to see what I'm seeing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. 435-2041. We go into the WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, good morning. You're live.
Yes, Mr. GT. Morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
I like to address that land issue in passing, but my substantive point is a little bit different. And this is an issue I've been dealing with and talked about a lot, especially since 2012, after I came back from another country in this place. There was land being sold in Granans down there for $12 US a square foot. It's something I've been talking about, saying that government should look into things and do something about it. So here is an angle for doing something about it, like one of your caller pointed out. How do you go about putting value on the land to tax the person so that my land is being sold for $12 a square foot, that other person's land is being sold for 75 cents a square foot, but it's 100 square foot all of us have. I pay the same amount of tax with the person who selling land have that land that he would now have to sell if he's going to sell it for the same $12 a square foot or more. You get the point I'm making?
Yes, I'm getting your point.
Especially the fact that you have to have a general level of taxation on whatever I.
For some reason, either we are losing the WhatsApp call from time to time.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm not sure we're getting some disconnection from you from time to time. So continue, please.
Yes. But relative to the issue of the Olympics and all athletes being part of the Olympics, I'd like people to bear in mind that to get to the Olympics, you have to qualify either by time or by a level or degree of performance. And to have a country like Grenada having athletes who did what they did and achieved in this Olympic and even the previous ones, it is an amazing, amazing accomplishment. So that the level of appreciation we have to have for these athletes that we had in this, even though the young lady who did the swimming, and look at the time she came in, and the position especially she came in, and still wasn't able to qualify, but she able to make it to the Olympics, the world stage where you find the best in the world. And you have two athletes this time around, winning medals, standing on the podium. Albeit both of them is third place. But even look at Kirani. This time around, even though he didn't win a medal, look at how Kirani run in that Olympics. Look at his relaxation. Look at his timing at the same time too. Amazing feat. So we need to appreciate these guys and them, and whoever make it to the Olympics, or even the World Games, where you have the World Championship and so on. And you know, when we have in javelin thrower, being one of them. Lyndon Johnson, what did I say, Lyndon Johnson? What is his name again? He having to take part in that level of games where you have so much hardship and having to medal or not having to medal, having medaled is an amazing accomplishment. So kudos to these guys and them. We need to appreciate them. And when they come back, give them all the love that they need.
Thank you, caller.
Take care, gentlemen.
Thank you so much. Certainly do appreciate your contribution this morning. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, I'd like to shift gears a bit. I was speaking to a lady from Petit Martinique. She came down to Grenada to seek medical attention and medical services. And I spoke to her at length. Now, she had to scrape up the few cents she have after the devastation up there. Scrape up the few cents, get to Grenada, and looking for medical services. Now, let's get something straight in Grenada here. At this time, with the situation in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, nobody from Petit Martinique and Carriacou should be coming to Grenada and paying for any medical services. Absolutely not. That should never happen. And I need this to be corrected. Now, the other thing is, I don't want anyone to take this on any political agenda. Whether you're on the left or on the right, keep the politics out of it. This situation should be remedied immediately. No one should be coming here from Carriacou and Petit Martinique and paying for medical services in Grenada. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning here on the program. It's to the point. It's 25 minutes moving up before the 10 o'clock hour, which means roughly 25 minutes left on today's program. And here's a contribution from someone via the WhatsApp that's saying, Good GT, good morning. I wish all Grenadians a safe and enjoyable carnival. Please ask them to leave their weapons at home and have a peaceful carnival. Certainly a great contribution there via the WhatsApp message this morning. 435-2041. The lines are open. 435-2041. And let's hear from you this morning on the program. Of course, you probably have a contribution to make. And as I said before in the intro, please make your contribution as short as possible. Just be to the point so that we can get as much callers as possible. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome and good morning.
Good morning, GT. How are you, sir?
Doing pretty well.
All right, good. GT, what is saying about the land? I remember a time I tried to buy some land in Chublu, right? Most of the lands that was given to government people by previous government. They have a first opportunity to buy those lands. You know, those people, I go to ask one, they were selling some, I asked them I want to purchase the land. You know, they never sell me the land. They sell it to an Indian. Most of the whole area, there is a lot of parts as Chublu now, it belongs to the Indian people because they bought the land from the government workers and they sell it for more money. And this wasn't fair. And I told the guy, I said, just give me a price, I'll pay for it, but he still tell me he's selling it for who I know. You understand? So I wouldn't mind if the government could do something and they could stop those kind of thing what they're doing. Number two, GT, the carnival queen and those people, the carnival queens, I think that money is too small. Time for they raise this money. A long time ago, there used to be car. Car cost so much money. Now they gain $12,000 and $10,000 and all the things they to buy the clothes and so on and to train. It costs so much to do those things, and they'll give them this little bit of money. That can do nothing. So I'm hoping that next year they could raise these prices. Those prices are too small. Okay, JG, thank you.
All right, thank you. I hope we get to have a conversation with the folks in authority, and they probably can make that necessary adjustment. Like your contribution there, so 435-2041. Let's take another contribution from someone via the WhatsApp this morning. Grenada need to take a page out of Canada book and study it real hard. I hear they're talking about multicultural and how Grenada is Grenadian and how Grenadians these people will be allowed to buy out all the lands and then take our beautiful island. I can't get a piece of land to buy because I'm in Canada, and they're asking for $500,000+ US, which means I won't be able to own something in my birth country. Stop giving foreigners a status in our country. Grenadians cannot go into their country and possess things so freely and have privilege as the locals. I was trying to buy a piece of land in Happy Hill, and when the man found out I'm in Canada, he said, he said to me, well, things change now. So that's a contribution there from someone via the WhatsApp as it relates to the issue of what most folks have been talking about this morning, that land issue. Let's take another contribution via the WhatsApp once again. And the price of land is dictated by demand. The world 6 years ago had 3 billion people, and now it's merely 9. A piece of land is going up everywhere in the world. If you mess with the free market, you will end up owning nothing, and only the privilege will be at the top of the political party. And that's another contribution there. 435-2041, open line this morning here on the program. If you do have a contribution you want to send via the WhatsApp, or you want to send your contribution via the Facebook comment section, I'm just getting to signing to the Facebook. And let me see some of the contribution there if I could throw some of these contributions out via the Facebook. And someone is saying, well, Canada and America should not give us status, should give us status also, if he wants to look at it in that way. I'm sure that he has status in Canada and he could buy whatever he wants in Canada. And I have a second comment there coming on from Sharon once again, and she said most of them are sponsored money and not coming out of their pockets. So, but where do you think that the money should come from to pay them more, or something of the sort? That's a contribution there. And someone else is saying, by the name of Curlin, he's saying, great point about the land value caller. The government need to control the land sale in Grenada. The real estate business is geared to foreigners, and if we're not careful, the locals will be displaced. Please take some control of our lands, Grenada. And let me see if I could open up the rest. Stop pricing the lands in U.S. currency. That's madness and out of control. 435-2041, 435-2041. Open line edition offered to the point this morning. You can call in via the WhatsApp, or you can call me directly, and we will take your contributions this morning. Let's go back to the phone line. This time it's via the WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, good morning. You're welcome. Let's hear from you.
Quickly, and I wouldn't stay long. One is that I want to extend my condolence to the family, the wife and family of Byron Edwards of Gunroy. He was such a fine gentleman and dedicated worker in the work he did. I couldn't believe I heard his death announced through violence. So I want to extend deepest condolence. Use this opportunity because I don't have no direct contact with the family right now. Okay. It's sad, and we need to do something about the violence in Grenada. Secondly, in terms of, I got cut off. I know you didn't cut me off. In terms of CARICOM connection with Africa, it seemed that they were totally silent on the activities that is happening in Africa, whether it's the uprising of the youth population throughout the continent, or the change in atmosphere in terms of relationship status with the colonials, like happening in the Seychelles. I think we should say something like that. And finally, it's time that we had the courage to invite Cuba into the CARICOM as a member. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. I appreciate it a whole lot. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning. You're live, caller.
Hello.
Good morning. You're live, caller. Go right ahead, please, with your contribution.
I'm saying, in Canada, no matter how long you work or how much you work for, you cannot own land in Canada. You do not own land. You might live on a piece of land, but you can't own land. I live there and see what you can't even cut a tree. If a tree has dry branches, you can't cut it. You have to call the city and let them come and do it. But you know, they could come and they could buy any amount of land, any amount. And this is the thing we call the climate change. Because when they come, they could cut down what they want, they could do what they want, they could breed what they want. I wish them all the best.
Thank you, caller. Appreciate your contribution also. Let's take a contribution from someone via the Facebook this morning. And I'll just give the first name, Rose. If they go to a private doctor, obviously they will have to pay except for the practitioner decided with otherwise. Or please know that, yes, Carriacou was destroyed, but it's not Carriacou alone that ever had, of course, a hurricane. Do you believe that after Ivan, there were people whose home were destroyed and still living in it, and the way in that particular way, they also had to seek medical attention and spend their own money, and no one ever called for free medical attention for them. So please stop it. Grenadians are very sensible people. Words speaks volume. So we know a political statement from a genuine statement. Let's take this caller before we entertain our break. Caller, good morning, you're live.
Good morning, GT, and morning to all your listeners.
Good morning to you.
Concerning the land, right? The cap is one. But what I believe, the financial institutions, they could be a real trap as well. Let me explain something to you. You look at Africa has a problem with this today where they would give young people lands at 40 years and they give them 15 years to pay it back. The time they give you 15 years to pay it back, you add that to 40, that's 55 years, and then 5 years' time. Sometimes 5 years' time you're going to retire. You can't even build a house. So what is happening, you would realize that you would have to come back and sell those lands to people who would actually need it. Sometimes you sell it at a price that you don't even make anything on it, because obviously it's an investment. Land it's an asset that appreciates. So my main point there is that the financial institutions, they have to be, the government had to look at them, because they're only giving loans for cars and so to them young people. When young people go to get lands and so, they're not giving them the opportunity as cars and so, which are depreciating assets. So my point here is that don't give the young people lands when they reach 40 and 45 years and telling them 15 years to pay it back. And you know when they reach 60, they would not able to get a mortgage or to build a house on it after. They might just have to sell it off because of frustration. They're already old. So we have to look at it from that angle as well. That's
interesting contribution, caller. Thank you so much. Interesting contribution, looking at it from a different angle. Let's go to the WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Telesford.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yes, Mr. Telesford, I have 2 points I want to express this morning. First, on an international point in regards with women and their political life in society. I know a lot of countries pattern to America, human rights, and all these different things. GT, I don't know if you're following the campaign issue as such, but I usually follow it up. Here there is a woman who wants to enter in the political arena life to be a head of state to one of the biggest democracy in our world, America. And you have another person vying for the same office, gentleman, Mr. Trump. But do you hear of the derogative names and lies and all manner that how he view women and try to destroy women and all this sort of a thing? I thought America was the country that opposed so many things in regards to person how you treat them.
Guess you were wrong.
Well, I realize that's totally wrong. I hope no Caribbean politician, if a woman coming forward to lead out, that they wouldn't deal with the personality of the person, but they will deal with the issues, what is at hand, how you could enhance people's lives and things of that sort. And that is a page that many politicians need to realize, that you must learn to express policies and stop character assassination and destroying people when you feel you have no valid contribution to make. Because some people mind are like sponge. They soak up everything, they don't think, and politicians can mislead them. So I hope that respect women, give them their part in society, and women in Grenada, those women involved in politics, they must speak out against that. They see in international news and what happened in America, it happened throughout the Caribbean very easily. So they must condemn those things, what Mr. Trump is doing, and speak out against it. Finally, this one deals with Constitution, and I really hope that we can review the Constitution. GT, I'm not trying to be biasing anyway, but I think we must review the Constitution and don't make it in a sense where a Prime Minister have all powers over his appointee as such. Yes, you can have, but it places someone very much exposed in any event if something were to occur. I feel that, yes, we could go for a president and then representatives, just as how you have election as such, you have people putting up themselves, want to be senators, want to be this, and we vote for senators and things of that sort. So these are things we need to consider and look throughout and see how we can make adoption in our constitution and change it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Interesting contribution there from you as always. Let's take this caller and then we go for the break. Caller, good morning. You're welcome. And caller, you whatever device you have in the background is too loud. I would not entertain calls of that nature. Let's take that break and we come in right back. Stay with us, folks. Don't touch your dial. Stay with us. It's To The Point.
Imagine for just $15, you can win free gate passes to any Spice Mass semi-final or final show or other top Carnival season shows of your choice. From now to August 10th, every time you spend $15 in Daily Cash 4, Daily Pick 3, or Playway in a single purchase, check your ticket to see if the words "You are a winner" are written on it. Follow the instructions and redeem your winning ticket at any authorized show of your choice. All you have to do is present your winning ticket at the gate of your show of your choice for scanning. But guess what? The more $15 you spend in daily games in a single purchase, the more chances you have to win free gate passes. Compliments the NLA. Over 400 free gate passes are up for winning instantly, Monday to Saturday. Secure yours now. Spice Mass is on, and the NLA grants you free access. Must be 18 or older to participate. Terms and conditions apply. NLA, proud platinum sponsor of Spice Mass, making your carnival dreams affordable.
Mr. mentioned the wing high, then you have things like man, you must come back, you know. We have the low folder.
It is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake. I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page and YouTube channel for We Culture.
GBN Television News at 7, a pulse on all things Grenadian. Look out for our new features through expanded synergies with our media partners in Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Trinidad, and beyond. Capturing the latest in news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Credible, informative. Thank you for making us number one. News at 7, live, Monday to Friday on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11. K105.5 and 105.9, Hot 98.5 and 98.7, GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel, and
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. We're into the final segment of the program this morning. Just approximately 10 minutes left before we take a wrap for today's program. We're your final program for this week here on Classic Radio, GBN TV, To The Point. Let's go to the WhatsApp caller this morning. WhatsApp caller, good morning. You're live. Good morning to you.
GT, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
GT, where are we hanging out this weekend?
I'm not sure. You tell me. I probably just show up. Tell me.
Well, I have to babysit.
All right, man. All right.
It was a pleasure talking to you, my friend.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I want to say, first thing I want to say congratulations to our athletes. You know, at least we bring home 2 bronze is better than nothing because when we look at the Olympics, right, Jamaica, as we know, is a country that will bring home medals, you know. We see how they did in the Caribbean, all these games. And
yeah, they've been dominating for a wee bit. They've been dominating. Mm-hmm.
Jamaica only have 1 goal. Trinidad going home empty-handed. So we have to be proud of what we have. You understand? For
So
those who made it and those who did not, we have to stand with them. You know what I mean? And give them the biggest welcome we ever give. You understand? And then, okay, I just want to highlight on something. I know you guys talking about land. GT, I had to pay $16 for 1 square foot of land in St. Vincent. You understand? And I'm going to stop right there with that one. And then 2 more things I want to say. I want to congratulate the administration and the initiative to concerning the payment, what they talk about for the farmers and the fisher folks. And I mean, I think that's a good thing. I mean, they cannot give them, you know, all the money for the loss what they have, but at least, I just say a little is a feast and it's going to start somewhere because I have a friend in Carrico right now. He took a loan from the bank and then he lost his house and he lost his boat.
Okay.
And the loan was for the boat to build the boat. So then, yeah, and the second thing, and let me just say this quick. I know this week you had Keaton, and then we noticed the thing with the Imani, and I'm happy we had Delma Thomas come to, you know what I mean, to set the record straight also. And then there was news going out about that NDC only giving stuff to only NDC people in Carrico. And also we know that there was like the International Kitchen, and then we had other folks who was cooking food, and they didn't go in a by color, so everybody was getting something. You know, you just have to be in the right place to go collect it. And I'm glad also that Minister Tevin could come and set that record straight. So, GT, you be safe for your carnival.
So if I could ask you, you said you purchased land at St. Vincent, so when retired, you're not going to have nothing to do with Grenada, man? Or you could say that, right?
I'm land in Grenada. My dad lives land in Grenada for me and my siblings.
All right, man. I'm just kidding with you, man. Have a good day. All the best, man.
But GT, let me say one more thing. You know where the better half is here. Sometimes you have to make certain decisions.
Well, say no more. Say no more. Say no more. Have a good day.
All right, GT. So then I'll be knocking on your doors over the weekend.
You too, man. Be blessed, man. All right. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, GT.
Good morning to you, sir.
I want to tell you, I'm always the better half or the better part. Anyhow, you know, and others like you know, that we are living in a competitive world. In whatever aspect we involve in, we compete against each other. So we are competing in the political arena with one another. If even this one wants to rule, the other one wants to rule. But as far as I'm concerned, what should I say? The one that is, I don't know if to say more intelligent, but the intelligentsias would always win the fight because they're thinking forefront before the others. The others, as I've said, he who thinks that he knows do not know that he doesn't know. Anyhow, what I want us to do is to perhaps put a cap on lands in special area. Special area. That's the only hope possible. When I say special area, all over the island. Land within so cultivated. Normally what? From so to so. Lands in so area for being empty. What? From so to so. and so on and so on. This is the only how we'll solve the problem. Because as I have already said, we are living in a competitive world. And we want to socialize even if we are poor. And people to call us we rich. So we put ourselves right out to go around the rich. And we cannot sustain that. Thank you, Eddie. Enjoy the rest of the carnival.
You too, sir. Have yourself a great day.
I want you to be alive so that I could hear you again or I could talk to you.
I certainly hope all will be well. And best wishes goes out to you, sir. All the best. If you do go out to the carnival activities, I'm assuming if you do, have yourself a great time. We probably have time, maybe if it comes really quickly, to entertain another caller. Just 2 minutes moving up before the top of the hour this morning, 435-2041. And don't forget, the GBN Spice Up the Carnage, the Soca Monarch edition. The finals of it is on today on the Carnage. Head on down, folks. Come out and be part of the activities down there. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning. You're live.
Yes, GT. Good morning again. Just to, I'm happy that I'm the final person. What I would suggest, let me make a comment first. The government has a responsibility to serve its people. The government, any government of the day, has a responsibility to serve its people. So the initiative that has been put forward by the Prime Minister, I think, is a very good one. What I would also like to suggest, though, we have a lot of silverers in Grenada, quantity silverers. It is not difficult. Grenada is not a very big place that the government could be able to use private as well as government quantity silverers and come up with a plan. And the areas like the last gentleman who called suggested, that in terms of price zoning. So people not guessing as soon as they go to a particular area, what is the price they would pay for land. And it is not exorbitant in terms of you paying $20 here and one will charge you $16 and one will charge you $9. When you go in an area, let's say you go in St. Patrick, in Bathway, you know you pay $9. If you go in La Fortune, you know you pay $6. It is structured. Some years ago in Africa, the people revolted because the native did not have access to land. And we in Grenada have to guard against that. That is my contribution to it.
Thank you, caller. Bless and have yourself a blessed day, sir. Our final caller via WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, good morning, you're live.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Doing pretty well. Let's hear from you.
Thank you for taking the call. And I want to encourage Grenadians this morning one more time. You know, this is the calling that God has upon my life, and I cannot sit still. When we see evil rising, we have to proclaim. The Bible says where there is no vision, the people perish. Let us turn to the Lord Grenada this morning. Jesus Christ is the answer. He said, I am the God, I change not. No other God but him. And Jesus Christ is coming, Grenada. We need the Savior. We need to repent, get saved before time be too late. We're living in terrible times. It's not getting better out here. He loves us. He cares about us, but he hates our sins. Let us commit ourselves to know him this morning. Repent, because he tells us, except repent, we shall all likewise perish. But God is not willing that none should perish, but that all should come to repentance. He knows what we have.
Seem we may have lost the caller. Our apology for that. Hey, folks, that's how we take a wrap for this edition of To The Point for this week. And I know we have hoped that those of you will be going on to the various events later on today. Panorama tomorrow, the March Gras on Sunday, Carnival Monday and Tuesday, the Juve and so forth. Be safe. And, of course, I want to be talking to you next week and not about you. All right? So be safe in whatever you do. Have yourself a good one, folks. And have a great weekend to come and a great Carnival 2024. That's what we say goodbye for this edition of To The Point.